continuing to follow that breaking news at this hour of a mass shooting in Chicago. 18 people shot overall. 4 of them were killed, and all of the victims in their 20s and 30s.
City leaders tell us someone drove by firing shots at people leaving a rapper's album release party. We have team coverage for you this morning. Darius Johnson live at that scene in River North, and our Marissa Perlman at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where some of the people shot were taken. But we want to begin with Darius. Darius, do you have any updates at this hour?
Dana and Audrina, good morning to you both. You know, one thing that I can tell you is that this was a brazen attack. A city source telling us that 3 people pulled up in a black SUV and opened fire among those who were leaving this album release party at this lounge right here behind me. One new thing that I've learned in the last 30 minutes or so, I'm learning that a lot of the people killed, the 4 people who were killed, were all close to this female rapper, Mellow Bucks, who held this album release party last night. Again, 14 others are injured at this time, and police, their investigation continues this morning. But first, before we get into the details of what happened overnight, I want you to take a listen to the chaos as police were rushing to the scene.
3 people are down. No offender information. Drive by possibly from a car. Shots fired from a black car last seen headed eastbound. There's a large party.
You can see Chicago Avenue blocked with crime scene tape and police. All of this happening just before midnight at Artist Lounge on Chicago Avenue. A city source tells us this was an album release party for Chicago female rapper Mellow Bucks. Witnesses tell us as people were leaving this album release party, a black SUV with 3 gunmen inside pulled up and opened fire among the crowd. 18 people were shot. 4 of them have died, 2 men and 2 women, one of whom is the boyfriend of the rapper Mellow Bucks, who held the album release party. Here's what Street Pastor Donovan Price had to say about a mass shooting happening in the heart of River North.
It seems like everybody was shocked that this happened. An unlikely, place, even though, rap has this kind of thing that people expect. In Chicago especially. And so a female rapper from Chicago in River North, it could be a recipe for disaster.
And the rapper Mellow Bucks released a statement on her Instagram earlier this morning saying, in part, "Prayers up for all my sisters." She went on to say, "It feels like everything is weighing down on me and all I can do is talk to God and pray." Back out here live this morning. No more crime scene tape. Everything has been cleaned up here outside Artist Lounge. It doesn't even appear that anything happened last night. The search is still on for the 3 shooters who were inside that vehicle, and the names of those who have been killed, the 4 killed, have yet to be released at this time. Again, we are expecting a press conference later this afternoon to know more about exactly what happened and learn more about the city and police response. That's the latest from here in River North this morning. I'm Darius Johnson. Ladies, back to you in studio.
All right, Darius, thank you for those updates. And now we're going to check in with Marissa Perlman.
She's live at Northwestern Hospital learning more about those victims taken there. Good morning, Marissa.
Good morning to both of you. You can imagine the chaotic scene that was here at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where many of those victims were taken into the overnight hours. Family members showing up here outside of the emergency room, here to learn that their loved ones are hurt. Some of them learning their loved ones were even killed. Of those 4 killed, we now know 2 men and 2 women. Again, as we've been mentioning, the shooting happened during an album release party for Chicago rapper Mellow Bucks. On social media this morning, Mellow posting many of those who were hurt in this mass shooting were her friends, including the 2 women who were killed and the 2 men. One of the men who died, she posted she was in a relationship with. Now, some of the surviving victims are still in surgery at this point, many of them women in their 20s. This happening again in one of Chicago's busiest neighborhoods. We know there was a mass shooting incident at this exact address back in November of 2022. The venue at that time was known as Hush Lounge. Now, after that incident, it was shut down by police, but eventually reopened to the public under its new name. Now, the identities of those victims we mentioned have not yet been released by police. We're hoping to learn more about exactly what led up to the shooting and the identities of those victims at that press conference we mentioned set for later on this afternoon. We'll keep keep you posted as soon as we learn more. For now, we're live outside of Northwestern Memorial Hospital. I'm Marissa Perlman, CBS News Chicago.
All right, Marissa, thanks to you and to Darius for all of those updates for us throughout the morning. Now, we've learned less than 3 years ago there was another mass shooting at this exact same address in River Nort when the venue was operating under a different name. This was November 2022. You're looking at video from that scene there where 4 people were shot, one of them fatally. Now, at that time, the venue was called Hush Lounge. In the days after the deadly shooting, police ordered a summary closure of the business, but then it eventually reopened under its current name. And stay with us here on the stream, on air, and throughout the day on our website. We'll be following this mass shooting all morning long and throughout the day. Still lots to find out about this, and we're going to stay on top of it for you.